Before we begin this, let me ask you, have you ever felt like you were being lied to? Like maybe you're only seeing 2% of the picture when it comes to real internet wealth? Ever seen a screenshot like this and thought the money sure was real, but you weren't being told how exactly it was really being made? Well, surprise, surprise, you're 100% right. These guys are making insane money online, but they're not telling you how they're doing it, not for real anyway. And unless you listen to me for the next 1 minute and 32 seconds, you'll never understand what's really going on here. But before I pull back the curtain, let me warn you, I'm going to be very blunt with you here. And if that upsets you, then please leave now. How blunt exactly? Well, if you're anything like I used to be, you're not even getting a pathetic quarter of the picture right now. You're getting a measly 1.6% of what's going on. Yeah, that's a very specific number, and that 1.6% is the reason you're not getting the profits that you deserve right now. Confused? Don't worry, I was too, and let me explain what this is all about. Imagine if someone showed you a switch that within minutes or even seconds of being flipped, it would pull in 100% free, targeted traffic, which could be directed to any affiliate link you like without needing to do any work. But what if there wasn't just one switch, but 2, maybe 5, or what about 54 of these magic switches? Do I have your attention yet? Well, first let me tell you that I was in your shoes once. I was flat broke, stuck in a dead-end job with an asshole for a boss, bills up the wazoo, shitty apartment, worrying myself sick about money, working late into the night every night to try and breathe some life into my empty ClickBank account, cursing the latest get-rich affiliate marketing schemes that cost me dollars and delivered cents. But here's the good news, it all changed for me, and it took just a few clicks of the mouse in the end. And I bet it can change for you too, because I am living proof, and a few clicks and my life changed forever, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it shortly. A few clicks, I'm now raking in the cash without breaking a sweat. I'm piling it up while I sleep, coining it while I sit on my ass in front of the TV, getting rich while I go shopping, play golf, go on holiday with a family, and kick it in exclusive restaurants and bars. So take a second to remember this very moment, because you're about to join me in the world of the super affiliates. And the groundbreaking software I'm about to tell you about genuinely allowed me to point and click to profits. It completely shuns conventional software wisdom, it exploits little known affiliate intel, and it pulls in huge amounts of traffic from multiple gateways even while I sleep. And more on these magical traffic gateways shortly. Ultimately, it taps into commissions from ClickBank or any other affiliate program that I choose to throw at it. Check out my latest ClickBank statement for the results. So keep watching, because with this fully automated piece of software, you'll find out how I can hammer affiliate offers with an unstoppable flow of 100% free traffic and generate mind-blowing profits like these. And yes, that screenshot really is showing $1.7 million in pure profit in 2010 to 2011. And this is all without doing any of the usual stuff. There's no writing any articles, there's no building any lists, there's no slaving away building blogs or website, boring PPV or CPA, and having any dealings with Google, Yahoo, or Bing, listening to fake-ass internet gurus spout their shit and teach you meaningless, worthless methods. You don't have to pay for traffic, you don't have to make any connections or JV partners, you don't have to spend more than 10 minutes a day in front of your computer. Because to be honest, those were the old ways, and they're relics from a time when you had to work your butt off to get anywhere, and even then you'd probably wind up with nothing. And to be honest, I know what I'm talking about, trust me. Turn back the clock 2.5 years, and I was pining all my hopes on all of those outdated methods. Many other nights I would lie awake, praying that if I worked hard enough and did everything the internet gurus told me, that maybe I'll be released from the gnawing dread of financial oblivion. But it got me nowhere, and you want some proof? Well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you 4 exhibits from the life of the old Ryan, smuck, loser, and #1 bitch of the so-called internet gurus. Exhibit 1, the shitty apartment where I used to live with a wife who was losing all respect for me. Exhibit 2, the office cubicle where I spent my day trembling in fear of imminent redundancy. Exhibit 3, my miserable ClickBank account still flatlining despite hundreds of hours of pointless sweat and toil. Exhibit 4, my old Dodge, which is a source of great embarrassment. These days I needed a break, so bad it hurt. But as my desperation increased and my internet empire stubbornly refused to grow, I became a bigger and bigger sucker for every affiliate product launch under the sun. I mean, come on, we've all fallen for them, and nothing hurts quite as bad as blowing hundreds or even thousands of your hard-earned dollars on this absolute junk. You probably feel a bit stupid for falling for this kind of stuff over and over again, but trust me, you're definitely not alone, because I was one of the worst suckers for this kind of stuff. Many are the weeks when I would max out my credit card to get the latest systems and software. I was driving myself into a pit of debt and despair, stuck in a frustrating trench of ebook hell. I was hemorrhaging money that wasn't even mine to begin with, and I was up to my eyeballs in debt. Yes, I've been there. And I can tell you from personal experience that this industry has become nothing more than a vast money-making machine. It's a well-oiled machine that screws the little guy every goddamn way he turns. Affiliate product after product, software after software, system after system. The group of heartless snake oil salesmen launching these products all share the exact same templates, sales notes, pricing tactics, everything. Which is why every product looks the same and why you end up being frustrated and let down, disappointed by every product that you buy. I mean, look at this. Chances are this will look familiar. It's a typical sales letter template these so-called internet gurus use at the top of their sales letters. It just gives me the shivers of looking at it. And back when I believed the hype, 18 months or so, every one of these scammy product launches, which promised the earth and delivered squat, was actually priced at $67. But suddenly something happened. People started to realize that these products sucked, and the hucksters behind the launches began to panic. So they got together, they came up with a strategy for getting us to buy the products again. And what was that? The result was $37 product launches, sold even harder with fake proof, fake videos, fake figures, fake promises. There's no way in hell you're going to generate serious cash with old school point-and-click affiliate software. You're being sold nothing but a dream by those fat cat scam artists, and most of the vague descriptions of the mountains of clickbank cash you can make are pie in the sky and nonsense. And the reason is because every piece of automated affiliate software released before now simply doesn't pull in enough traffic. They just aren't powerful enough to generate more than a trickle of traffic. And the core reason for that, well, it's because they only pull traffic from a solitary traffic gateway. Think of these traffic gateways as areas of the internet that attract a lot of visitors on a daily basis, and it's at this point I had what I like to call my eureka moment. It hit me that the secret to creating seriously profitable automated software was to pull in traffic from multiple traffic gateways, not just one, not even 10, not even 20, but 50 or more. 50 high-powered vacuums that I would have working for me, sucking traffic from every corner of the internet. Only an automated software application with this kind of power can generate the kind of profits that can make a real difference to your life. It may seem obvious that adding more gateways means more traffic, but it's not actually that simple. Implementing more than one of these into a piece of software is close to impossible, or at least that's what all the gurus that I spoke to on the phone told me. Once I knew that maximizing my traffic gateways was the key, it was a pretty easy decision to give the game one more try. I mean, luckily, I'd spent the year attending conferences on affiliate marketing. They hadn't been completely wasted, because there I befriended a guy that I knew could help me create this automated software I had in mind. An ordinary looking guy is a crack squash player who just happens to be one of the world's leading business automation specialists. In fact, he's a freaking genius with a track record of consulting with and improving multi-billion-dollar businesses. He agreed to meet up at a local restaurant, and it was there, over hot wings, that I told him about my idea. Now, Jim doesn't really like to give much away, but I could tell he thought that this idea would fly. In fact, I'm sure he was wondering how the hell an ordinary guy like me could hit on something that had never really occurred to a big brain like him. Once we finished with a meal, Jim put me in touch with an ex-military hacker known only as 16 due to his record of breaking into 1280-bit military-grade encryption in 16 seconds flat, which is just absolutely insane. I mean, this guy's a genius. And all Jim asked in return was I give him a copy of the software once it was built. So anyway, I gave 16 a call. He was very wary at first, but he seemed reassured once he told him that Jim had given me these details. So we arranged to meet at his apartment the following week, and it was there, amid the pizza boxes and whirring servers, that I told him really what I wanted to achieve. And this was my brief to 16. I told him I wanted to create a killer software app that, number one, identified profitable niches and keywords for me on autopilot. I wanted it to build complete websites for them with a single click of the mouse. I wanted it to plug into over 50 traffic gateways automatically so it would pull in huge volumes of free traffic. I didn't want to spend a penny on traffic. I wanted it to generate super optimized content with a click of the mouse, and I wanted it to insert my affiliate links with one click of the mouse. 16 assured me that my brief was child's play for someone of his talents, and that he'd work on it in between part-time government jobs. And it also didn't take him long to realize the extraordinary money-earning potential of what we were talking about. He told me that he'll be keeping a copy of the software himself while he was cracking a kind of evil grin. 2 weeks later, 16 sent me the product of his labors, and I still have that disc, the very first copy of the software. It arrived one morning while I was enjoying a frosty breakfast with my increasingly hostile wife. On the disc, in a thick marker pen, 16 had written the following words. That day, I had to go to work, but I spent every minute of that shift anticipating the moment when I would get to go home and try out my new toy. I mean, after it had a certain ring to it. But finally, that evening, I crept away into my home office, which was, in reality, a spare room piled with the kids' old toys. I fired up my battered old laptop, inserted the CD, and waited for the magic to unfold. But nothing happened, and I started to get that sinking feeling. I mean, had I been duped again? I called 16, I was really in a rage. I had to get the software working. This was my last chance. It was the bottom of my night. It was my final shot at the prize. And 16 seemed pretty amused by the state that I'd gotten myself into. He explained that it was probably a computer issue in my laptop, and he was amazed when I told him how old the system was. Turned out that the computer's CD drive had completely broken, and by midnight a local tech guy had replaced the CD drive on my computer. He happened to be a friend of mine. He was lucky enough to come out and fix it for me. And then, you know, once the CD drive was working, the app popped right up. And exhausted, I said I'd call again in the morning. But what I didn't know that when I launched the application and pressed a couple of the buttons, some of the traffic gateways were already open. I didn't really understand what this meant at the time, but let's just say that the Extreme Profit robot was already awake and doing its stuff. And the next morning when I fired up my laptop, I noticed something strange. $54.32 had appeared in my ClickBank account. Now, this may not seem like a huge amount, but at the time, it was more than I would usually make in a week. I mean, even more than I would make in a month. And it was at this point that I noticed that all free traffic gateways had been running all through the night, and I just told myself that this could be nothing. I mean, when you have suffered as many disappointments as I have, you try not to get carried away. So I switched on another free traffic gateways and occupied myself for a few hours by taking a dog for a really long walk. My fingers were trembling when I opened my ClickBank account after returning. This really was the moment of truth. Was what I had seen that morning just a temporary spike, or was the software really capable of making the kind of money I needed to get myself out of the terrible hole I was in? And the results were just little short of spectacular. It absolutely blew me away. With just 6 of the 54 available traffic gateways open, it had already brought me $387.25 into my ClickBank account, and I hadn't done a damn thing to make it happen. I'm a little embarrassed to admit what I did next, but yep, I danced a jig and I sang, and I'm afraid to say that I'm cried, because really all my prayers have been answered. And the rest of that week passed in a dream. By the time I fired up all those traffic gateways, what had been a river became a flood. I mean, seriously, the kind of money that was generating, I mean, check out the results from my first, I think that's from my first week and a half, $55,000, 812. It's just absolutely insane. It was about this time that I told my boss where to stick it. That was a sweet day, let me tell you. Never again will I have to punch a clock. Never again will I have to kiss ass and work late just to avoid the sack. And I also treated myself to some of the things I'd always wanted, but I thought I would never get to have any of these things. I got a brand new Range Rover, I got a holiday home in the south of France, I got a villa, just the stuff I always really wanted to do. And while I was having all this fun, my friend Robot continued to do his thing, because he doesn't sleep, he doesn't need to eat. In fact, Robot only lives to make me money. I mean, what a guy. And, you know, basically, so why am I telling you all this? Well, I've never forgotten about the little guy. I mean, after all the pain and despair I went through, I used to be one myself, falling through all these scams, all these $37 scammy products, so I want to spread some of the love around, because there's more than enough for everyone. And guess what? If you're watching this video, then you are probably one of the lucky ones. So here's how you can get a traffic building website in just 10 minutes without creating any content yourself, where it takes just 3 steps to operate, and you can start watching the traffic flooding that very day. Best of all, anyone can use it. You don't need to go to training days, you don't need to go to seminars, you don't need to read boring ebooks. You know, it's a straight click to profit. And it'll start happening that very day. I'll never forget a moment I first saw dollars flow into my own account. I knew my life would never be the same again. I mean, God save me, I didn't dance a jig. So what can I say? Download the software today, and it'll run for as long as you want it to, for as long as you want to earn huge profits without lifting a finger. You'll never start making money while the software is running. The only real limit is how many times you want to run the software and how huge a bank account you feel like having. Because this really does build upon build. The more times you run the software, the bigger your empire will grow, and the more money you'll ultimately make. And that's it. That really is it. Honestly, I swear to God, I couldn't believe it either. In fact, you know, I still can't believe it. So whenever I think I'm dreaming, I just check my ClickBank account. At the end of the day, you'll need no experience, no technical skills, no affiliate marketing knowledge, and no contacts. Plus, there is no risk. I'm selling this through ClickBank, and it's backed by their ironclad 60-day money-back guarantee. Plus, like I said before, those visitors are completely free, generated by the super powerful traffic gateways I was on about. 54 virtual hoovers, sucking money into your bank account 24/7, 365 days a year, 366 days on a leap year. The price, and you'll be surprised, because let's be honest, realistically, there is no way I could offer this at $37 like the other scamsters do. Realistically, the robot is worth way more than $19.97. That's $1,997. But I decided to let you guys have it for $4.99. But then I changed my mind, because after all, I mean, my wife was saying, why would you want to do it for $4.99 when, you know, people are in the same situation I was, and I would never have been able to afford it at $4.99. So, you know what, I decided I'll just cover my costs, provided that you email me a testimonial within 6 months of the results you're seeing. So yeah, you can get extra just $1, which is an absolute insane price, guys. You do not want to miss this out. That's pretty much less than the price of a regular coffee at Starbucks every day. You really can't lose. And remember, we're backed up by ClickBank 60-day money-back guarantee too, so you really do have nothing to lose. And you can try it now, and if you don't like it, just grab a refund tomorrow if you want. It's no problem at all. So I'll see you inside the members area. I know you guys are going to make the right choice. If you're seeing this video, so hopefully I'll see you guys in the members area. I'm going to be doing some webinars and free support webinars, etc., showing you the software and how to best use it. And, you know, you can get started right this hour.